Hello, Phantomaniacs! Welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. So this is going to be all kinds of wacky, weird, and out of order because I've already reviewed the 3 loose figures that you see in the screen right now because they got here first. And just as I was about to wrap it up for the day, Amazon delivered my most anticipated figure from the wave, because of course he is part of Special Mission Brazil, not in this color, but that's a thing. Dial Tone got here just in time. So he is going to be the first review of the new wave because he's the one I'm most excited about. And because he's the one that I think most people still haven't received. I got an email from Amazon yesterday saying that he'd been delayed, which I think a lot of people got. And then a couple hours after that, I got one saying that he'd been shipped. So I was like, okay, whatever. Just arrived. Very excited. I'll be doing a little comparison with the original. And as I have mentioned many times on Audible Interlude, and probably many times here as well, Special Mission Brazil is something that has a very special place in my heart. And I hope as we get these characters, because now we've got Leatherneck and Dial Tone, we need Mainframe Wetsuit. And then Claymore is a special case because he was unique to the Special Mission Brazil set. So, yeah, I don't know. I want it as a box set of Classified, and I know price-wise that's going to be, it's going to be up there because that's 5 figures. And that, well, I mean, it's $125, but with the way Hasbro does multi-packs, maybe it comes in at like $140. I don't know, but it's just, I want to see them in whatever form Hasbro can get them out, but I really, really want that Classified Special Mission Brazil box set. I badly. I would say it's my number one sort, because I wouldn't say it's a sure thing at all, but it is my number one, like, sort of pipe dream thing for Classified. That set just means a lot to me, and I've talked about it on Audible Interlude before. But it's something my mom got for me that I just didn't even know existed. And I came home from school one day, and there it is, like brand new Joes. And I almost want to say, I hate this. I hate this. Don't put tape on top of Tampo. That is terrible. Why risk, and this is bad sticky tape too. Why risk losing? And look how much. It's not focusing on me, which generally I'm pretty happy about. Look how much is left on that thing. Ugh, drives me crazy. Anyway, came home from school one day, and this whole new set of 5 Joes. I might have gotten the Special Mission Brazil set before I had the actual figures. I cannot remember. I can't honestly say for sure. But whatever the case, that year getting 2 different color versions of Joe's was wild. And I just love that set. And if you go back and look at the packaging, and it's so insane that, okay, wait, the front, I think Leatherneck and Mainframe are just like tucked in the back of the box. You can't even really see them. It's the most bizarre packaging decision. But the 80s were very different times. Oh, look at him. Look at him. We're done. He's perfect. Maybe he's not perfect, but he's pretty darn close to perfect. Oh, I love it. Man. There are some Joes that they just have to get right in the way that you want them to get them right. Like there's some, like Xandar, and you'll see that review soon, where they didn't get him exactly how I wanted him, but how they got him, I can admit, is actually better. Or very satisfying. Maybe not better, but very satisfying and acceptable. And if they never do another Xandar, I'll be okay. If they do a brighter colored one, I'll buy it. But Dial Tone is one where all of the 1986 Special Mission Brazil, Dial Tone, Leatherneck, Mainframe, Wetsuit, I need a Claymore, and I'm not worried about because there's only the one version of him. Gosh, look at that hair. But these, I needed these guys to look how I wanted them to look. Look at that portrait. Dude, these have been good from the start. Like even the blackout ones they don't really fit now, but they had great portraits. But my gosh, I mean, look at this guy. He's got the comm piece in his ear that they did a pretty good job. And that is sculpted on his neck. That's not an extra piece, which I'm happy about personally. It does have a little black right there. I need to get a little tiny brush so I can oh wait, don't I look at this? So I can tell if something's a little paint slop or if it's just a little particle. But that is a little misplaced paint. It's interesting that it's on the top and the bottom of that. But whatever. We're zoomed in 5 times right now, so it looks massive. To the naked eye, I can see it's there, but it's not a big deal. I'll keep that brush down here now. Oh, I'm so happy with this. I mean, he really is. Let's go ahead and do our side-by-side. Put that beret back on because that is as great as that hair looks, and it does look great. That beret is probably never coming off again. I mean, look at that. You want to talk about like even beyond the squint test. They've toned down a lot of these silver pieces. The wrist pieces are not silver. And this is something that I've run into because I am still currently, interesting that patch is a forearm patch and not an elbow patch. See, on the original figure, so I've got a Special Mission Brazil dial tone costume that I've been working on for like 2 years. And it's just, it's tough. And I've got to say, maybe I'll take some cues from this classified figure to make it a little easier on myself. Because right now, the big problem I'm having, I have these waist pieces, but getting them situated properly has just been a pain. Because this was ready to go for Dragon Con, or was it Joe Fest? Now, I think it was ready to go for Dragon Con. And then when I went to try and figure out these waist pieces, I just couldn't get it done in time. But look at this. Oh, great. Absolutely great. Gosh, the vest is just so good. And again, I'll say the same thing I said with Leatherneck. Well, and the Saw Viper. This is a wave of limited torso articulation. I do not like ab crunches. I think they look bad. And with, but look, his is still functional. They've designed his vest, his tactical golf sweater, as I call it. You can actually operate that ab crunch. That's a nice touch. So yeah, if you cover that thing up, I don't mind it. But it's pretty ugly on most figures. I do not like the ab crunch. I've never been a big fan of it. Oh, there we go. We've got some silver on that side. And that is a separate piece, so you can kind of turn that around, get it a little more apparent. Whereas on this side, they didn't feel, but look, his watch. Look at that. That is 1,200. Leatherneck says 1,900. They are 5 hours apart. Is there significance? Is the classified team sending us messages through these timepieces? I don't know. But it means you cannot put dial tone and Leatherneck on the same shelf because they are clearly not existing in the same time frame. I'm kidding, obviously, although some people may take that very seriously. I don't know. Gosh, he's great. He's great. What a wave. What a wave. Wow. I am excited for you guys to watch the rest of the reviews. Okay. As I pointed out in the other reviews, which you have not seen yet, it is about 40 degrees down here in the Phantom Zone. So these figures are very, very rigid, and my fingers are freezing. I've been sitting here for over an hour reviewing figures, and my fingers are seriously like numb and somewhat painful at this point. It does have an up and down joint on this wrist. It's going to take some doing to get functionality out of it, thanks to the thickness of this piece. And then this one is the side to side. He's great. He's great. Oh, man. Okay. Let's look at the backpack, which this was the thing that who knows how they're going to do this. Is it too much? Is it too crazy? Because Dial Tone's original backpack, obviously in 1986, it was like, this is so cool. Look at this thing. And by the way, for my Dial Tone costume, I have absolutely taken sort of a shortcut with the backpack that I'm pretty happy with, because I do not have the skills to build anything like this. So that's the original backpack. Here is the classified update, which is beautiful. And look at this. This camera rotates. This piece flips down. I love the frame sculpted in right here. That's a nice touch. And then you've got a flip down. Ooh, I like how that works. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. There's like a whole sculpted. That could have been just flat brown and nobody would have said a thing about it. That is beautiful detail. And the way that this works, it actually has a ridge, like it frictions into place. It doesn't just fold up and sit there. So over time, like that's not going to get looser or fall out or anything like that. Just look at the detail on that. The key. Oh, all of the switches in there. This is like a soundboard. What a cool, unique piece, and what a great way to take this character. And the metallic silver on this looks great. I love that they took that rather than just making it a gray. Oh, man. Please, please let this thing fit nicely, because that is, as I've mentioned many times, one of my ongoing issues with classified is the backpacks just don't look very good on the figures a lot of the time. But hopefully with this one being so unique to him, and it looks like, oh yeah, look, the contour works nicely. The peg is mostly all the way in. Oh, look, peg does go all the way in. It's contoured pretty nicely to his back. It works. Straighten that up a little bit. Put that down. I wish these grenades were a little lower. They're sitting up a little high, functionally. Whoop. There we go. Like, I wish these had been sculpted, like, right next to this Y, as opposed to up high where they are. But still, not a big deal. And look, that comm piece slots right into place. Takes a little doing to get it back up, but whatever, it works. Ah, great. Great. Look at that. Look at Dial Tone and his crazy backpack. He's got an update to that original weapon. Is very acceptable to me. I'm okay with it not being that gray color, and that was something I struggled with my costume as well, and I ended up going with the gray just because it's going to pop more. But looks good. That works for me. And then he's got a cell phone with, let's see here. What have we got? It's got the walkie-talkie over here because they way overdid it in a way that I love, with giving the original figure communication-oriented stuff. Look at this. All of his belt pieces are part of the waist overlay, or the lower abdomen overlay. The belt is not a separate piece. I really like this, and I wish they'd do this more because a lot of belts on classified figures are kind of loose and just rattle around a little bit. All right, before we put that on, comes with a knife. Looks as good as it needs to look. It's going to slide right into that boot sheath. Perfect. Now that's interesting. So the cell phone, I'm going to guess, slides into place right here. Yeah. But also can be used for targeting. That's pretty cool. Okay, it's pretty cool, but also it does add this thing that when you don't have this plugged in is just kind of this big, I don't know. I'm not sure I love that. I'm not sure what this does to the profile of the weapon is worth the neatness of this gimmick. And when I say I'm not sure, I mean I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe it's awesome. And it does look cool. It's another one of those things for figure photographers to fiddle around with. And just think about, they can superimpose whatever they want on that screen. Could be a lot of fun for them. But then when this isn't in there, you've just got this big goony hook sticking out of the top of his weapon. I don't love it. And then you've got a listening device that is cool looking. I like it as an add-on, but it looks like there's nowhere to store it. And I gotta say, probably, I just noticed one of his straps is twisted up there. It's a great added value item, but without having anywhere to store it, that's probably going in a bag in a drawer for me. Yeah, I get it like this, but I do kind of wish it wasn't there. Slide that into his belt. I don't know, maybe I will. Look at that. Okay, I didn't give the cell phone enough attention because I was so determined about getting it onto the weapon. But look, it's got lenses on the back, little camera lenses, little grips right down here at the bottom. That's a nice little piece. Well done. All right, now we'll slide that into the belt storage. And I guess maybe I doubt I'm going to put him on the shelf like this. No, I'm not. So yeah, this is probably going in a bag in a drawer. But everything else, great, absolutely great. The figure itself is classified perfection. I don't think I could be happier with the figure, the backpack, what a wave of classified. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Hey, Phantomaniacs, I want to tell you about memberships for the Needless Things channel. We have 3 different levels. Each one has different special perks that will only be available to members. We've got things like special emojis that I made myself, badges, polls that you're going to be able to participate in to determine what we do here on the channel, early access to videos, exclusive live chats, exclusive live streams, lots of engagement, because that's really what I want. I really enjoy the comments here on the channel, even the negative ones. I like getting into that kind of stuff, and I want people to feel like they're more a part of what's going on here. And obviously, I want support for the channel. You know, this stuff, as much as I love doing it and providing it for free, it isn't free for me. So every little bit that we can get helps out. And even if you don't join as a member, thank you for your support, whether liking, subscribing, sharing, whatever it is you do. It's all important. But those memberships, the members are going to get lots of cool stuff exclusive only to them.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.